All right, guys, just finished up this killer looking 2026 F350. It's gonna be a Super Duty Platinum. Got a little bit of a unique setup on it. Did the factory 20-inch wheels with the 40 1550 Toyo MTs. Got the 6-inch BDS lift. Now yes, they offer it in a 5 and a 7-inch. So what we did was option for the 7-inch kit, swapped out the rear springs and rear blocks. I did a 1-inch coil spacer to the front to net 6 inches of lift instead of the 7. Customer wanted just the exact right amount of fender gap. I think he achieved it. As far as bringing the rear up level, we did the Ready Air quad bag kit on the rear with the compressor as well. So essentially it's going to be an overload system for towing. But anytime you put one of those on there, whatever brand it may be, you're going to get a little bit of additional lift even when you're aired down. Typically it can be 1/2 inch all the way up to 1 inch of additional lift, even aired down. So it's something to keep in mind when you're trying to get just the right stance on it. In this scenario, we're sitting dead level, right at about 15 PSI in the bags. Minimum is going to be 10 PSI just for reference. You don't want to drop below 10 on these bags. This kit, we do have to run a 2-inch wheel spacer if you're going to run factory wheels in 40 1550s. You're going for the bubble look, this is going to be it. Again, this is the radius arm kit. You can see here we got the ride height relocation sensor bracket that attaches to the BDS radius arm. This is going to be for the automatic adjusting headlights, and it also ties into your weigh scale system. Along with the Fox 2.5 HTO shocks. This is one of their newer shocks. It's a hydraulic top out. Keeps the shocks from topping out too fast. I've done a separate video on that if you want to check that out in more detail. Again, this is going to be the BDS 5, the spring that comes in the BDS 5-inch kit, and then we paired that with, well, you can't see it from that angle, with BDS, maybe you can see it in there, 1-inch coil spacer that sits on top or sits underneath the spring saddle. You didn't want the full 6 inches. Now mind you, I said we started with a 7 because we still wanted to have that indexing system. The indexing ring for the transfer case to correct the front driveline angle. At 5 inches, that's not required, but over that it is. So this kit, you're going to get your, see if I can get you in here, in focus. Get your drop track bar bracket, drop pitman arm. Customer also opted for an adjustable BDS trap bar. You can see there. I also did the BDS Fox 2.0 dual steering stabilizer. Now for a little extra tire clearance, I had to change up the sway bar. Now you'll see on some of these we'll do the Carly bar, and that gains a ton of tire clearance, but it's fairly expensive. So this is a little bit less expensive option. You can use a taller sway bar link that you see here, and then a shorter drop bracket to achieve the same amount of sway bar extension without just doing one large block, because the bracket that comes in this kit is going to be about this far, and if you drop it down that far, the tire is going to try to get into right here. By doing it this way, it will keep the tire from rubbing the sway bar 95% of the time. I don't want to tell you that it won't ever rub it, but it will keep it up from rubbing most of the time. And again, we're talking about a 40 1550. So, and again, we did need a 2-inch wheel spacer to make that work. So let's talk tire clearance on the body. Obviously we swapped to the Kelderman, I'm sorry, the Trimmer front valence, which gives it a much cleaner look and more clearance. We also had to move the bumper forward 3/4 of an inch to keep it from touching right in here. And it would also touch this bolt here, but moving it forward 3/4 of an inch gets it away from that. Now we're no longer close to touching the bumper. You have to do a little bit of trimming on the flare here. Get you in there. Just a minor, where this normally comes in, wraps all the way around. We just trim that just a little bit so that your tire has enough clearance to sweep in. It is still fairly close with 40s on this, but for, again, 95% of driving, shouldn't have any issues. On some of these, we'll actually fold these back just a little bit to gain an additional inch. Give you a walk around of the truck. Really cool looking color on this one. Have not done this color yet. Looks really nice. I didn't really like this color stock, I'm gonna be honest, but with this setup, definitely changed my mind. Give you a front on shot, show you the stance on it. We just did another one of these a week or two ago with 40s with just 5 inches. I don't think I posted that video yet, so hopefully I'll try to get both those up at the same time. Running a little bit behind on posting our videos. Still got a bunch to post, just haven't had the time to post them. Again, you're going to have the BDS transfer case indexing kit along with their transfer case cross member here. You can see the massive 2.5 shocks, which are just they land in the middle of the Fox 2.0s, and then they're elites. So if you're looking for something better than the Fox 2.0, you want something that has a little bit more suspension control, and you don't want to spend the money on the elite Resi system. These are much less expensive and still offer really good quality and performance. Especially on 3/4 ton. That bigger body really handles the extra weight of the truck. I've got another 25 Ram sitting over here. We're also putting 40s on with a Skyjacker, I'm sorry, a striker kit on it. Did the 7-inch on it. Not quite finished with it just yet. See if I can get far enough away to get the whole thing in frame. And you see this thing just looks killer. Like I said, we did the Ready Air Logic Q dual bag system. So it's gonna have dual bags on each corner. The Fox XTO 2.5 shocks in the rear as well. I really like this bag kit because it's got a little bit more travel in the bag than say like the airlift system. So with the longer shocks and the extended travel, you don't have to worry about the shock or the airbags pulling apart. Also, with them being mounted outboard like they are instead of inboard of the frame, it gives you more lateral control in corners and pulling a trailer if you get some trailer sway behind you. Again, we did the onboard compressor, which you might can see through here. There you go. Just mounts the side of the frame, tucked up nice and out of the way. It's all controlled from your phone. They do have a wireless remote option. Most people just control it from their phone. Had the option to add a auxiliary tank if you would like. All right, guys, I do believe that's going to be it on this one. If you're not familiar, if you're already not aware, we are running a Black Friday deal that started earlier this week, runs through end of Friday. 20% off BDS, 11% off Cognito, and we've got some other deals. So be sure to give us a call, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us, and we'll be glad to get you some prices. Make sure you get that Black Friday discount. Some of these vendors, BDS and Cognito, they really only do one big sale a year. So now's the time if you're looking at buying to really actually save some money, because it's a true discount, not just a looks like a sale, it's actually a sale. All right guys, that's it for now. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more.